Heyo, what's up guys? Today's video is about the different Calyx runes. So for the past, actually a few months, I've been gathering a lot of information about the different Calyx runes from different Calyx players' perspective, also from different Challenger players' perspective once they play Calyx. And yeah, now we are going to make a YouTube video about it. So let's start with the Keystone, the most important thing in the rune system. So when we are talking about keystones for Calyx, there has been numerous suggestions as of which one you should take. So I will now show you what page I'm using, explain my page, but I'll also be explaining and showcasing other rune pages that are a bit more unique, a bit more, like, let's say, matchup dependent compared to this standard one. So the rune page we are going to look at is pretty much the one we have right here on screen. So we are playing with Electrocute, reason being that Electrocute is by far the strongest standard rune page or keystone for Calyx, since it's so easy for Calyx to proc and it helps you killing people. People have been asking me about Dark Harvest, but the thing is that you need so many Dark Harvest stacks in order to make up the base damage from Electrocute, and even if you collect that amount of Dark Harvest stacks that you need to get the same base damage, Electrocute will still have a higher bonus AD ratio compared to Dark Harvest. So here you have a 0.25 bonus AD, and here you have 0.4. So no matter what, Electrocute will always be stronger and the better domination keystone. So second in the domination tree, we have sudden impact, reason being that you have your ult and your E, which can proc sudden impact to give you more lethality, which benefits quite well with the combo of Calyx. Either you ulti in, you auto Q, go into ulti again, auto Q, kill a target, or you just jump straight forward with E, get sudden impact, kill someone, reset out, or jump onto another target. Then we have the third row, where I personally like doing eyeball collection. Eyeball collection is still slightly preferred in my opinion. You could go for Ghost Poro or Zombie Ward too. Zombie Ward would actually be quite good with Duskblade, but I'll explain why I don't do Zombie Ward later, because my build doesn't involve Duskblade anymore, because I'm using an off-tank build. I only go the full lethality build when I'm playing in like Diamond and low elo. If you're doing Duskblade, I think Zombie Ward could be just as good, if not even better, than Eyeball Collection. And then the fourth row, we have Ravenous Hunter, reason being that I really like the sustain from Calyx. So the problem with Calyx is the fact that whenever he goes in and kills someone, he's for the most part really low, or he gets like a lot of damage because everyone is foking the target who's like jumping in to the entire enemy team. So what I like to do is getting Ravenous Hunter, and once I kill someone, I'll go into the jungle, quickly find a jungle camp, use my Q and W, and get HP back from it. And then I'm ready to fight again from full HP, and now we are 5v4 instead of 5v5 because I just took someone out. I have been asked what I think about Relentless Hunter instead, and I think Relentless Hunter can potentially be good for picking off people and rotating around the map faster, and I think it will have a really good synergy with what's it called? I think it's called Nimbus Cloak and Water Walking. So if you in the second tree go for Nimbus Cloak and Water Walking, I think Relentless Hunter could be better because they have a good synergy together. But as I said, this is my current standard rune page, so this is the one I am using, but you can go for Relentless. It's just a slightly different playstyle. So now we come to second tree, and also in the secondary tree we have multiple different options. Personally, my go-to is Scaring Storm, Absolute Focus. Scaring Storm because it gives me the AD that I need, that I don't fall completely off when we hit late game. And Absolute Focus is just really nice in the early game, since you can get a free like bonus AD And your combo is pretty much like you jump with your E, you auto Q, and in that E auto Q combo, even the W as well, you'll have bonus AD, so you deal an extra damage just from absolute focus, which is really nice. And then we have the rune stats, where we have 2 adaptive force and 1 armor. I will swap this out for magic resist if I'm playing against an AP jungler. And then I have been asked what I think about doing the attack speed one into 1 AD one and then 1 armor. And in my opinion, Calyx uses his Q more than his auto attacks to clear the jungle camps. So I think getting 9 adaptive force is better for clearing and of course also fighting rather than the 10 attack speed that you get from the other one. So this is pretty much my go-to rune page explained, but now let's showcase everything else that you can do. So another thing you can do for Calyx is go into the precision tree and have Conqueror as your keystone, and then your rune page will pretty much look like this. Maybe you'll go for the attack speed since you now depend on stacking Conqueror faster, so maybe the attack speed will help you with that. But this is pretty much another option that you can go for. And I have talked to Tarzan, rank 1 NA jungler, who has been peaking 1700 LP. He basically told me that Conqueror is a really good keystone if you're playing against a really melee heavy team. So if you're playing between 3 and 4 enemies who are melee, Conqueror can be quite good. Again, this is with his Black Cleaver build, so he doesn't go for lethality. And I don't think going for lethality with Conqueror synergizes too well, so you'll have to do an off-tank or a tank Calyx build in order for Conqueror to work. My personal opinion is the fact that Conqueror is weaker now, since Conqueror got 3 direct nerfs to it, so I don't think Conqueror is that strong anymore. And I would rarely take it, but if you guys really want me to try it out and give my honest opinion on it, then let me know in the comment section below, because I haven't really played around with it too much, but I could potentially play on a diamond account with these runes and give you guys my honest opinion on what I actually think about it now after the nerfs and how it fits into the current jungle meta. So that's that. As I mentioned, Electrocute is showing on Dark Harvest, so I never suggest anyone to go Dark Harvest, so we're just gonna skip that rune. Then there's another one, and that's Phase Rush Calyx. And Phase Rush Calyx is pretty much only being played in high elo, and it basically looks like this. And here, Phase Rush Calyx is basically, first time I saw it was pretty much from Agorin. Some of you guys might know him, some of you guys might not. He changed his name. Let's see if we can find this account real quick. He's right here, but I can't seem to find his Opera GG. I'll just quickly go and see what account he's playing on. He is playing on the account that's called... Oh, he swapped for NA, I guess. He used to play on EU. Ah, wait, he's EU. Wait, I'm trolling. Never mind, sorry. Here we have it. 1.3k LP, and here it is. The Phase Rush rune page. So this is pretty much one of the more popular Calyx mains who started to use this rune page. It looks like this actually. Does it look like this every game? Oh, he changed it since then. So now it looks like this pretty much. Still the same second tree. Okay, so this is pretty much how it looks like. And he's basically one of the more famous Calyx players who's been using the Phase Rush rune page. But he's only using it in high elo, so he doesn't really use it in lower elos. And he does actually do this with Duskblade, and I'll tell you pretty much why, because I have been playing with Phase Rush in the past. Last time I was Masters Grandmasters, I was pretty much using almost this page. He's been changing it up since last time, but this is the current rune page that he's running. I'll basically tell you guys how it works. So with Calyx, you can easily proc Phase Rush, same way as you proc Electrocute. You just need 3 separate attacks, and then you get the movement speed burst. So that's that. Then you do Nimbus Cloak, which helps you with your ult, which basically gives you better ganks and makes you more unpredictable in teamfights since you can reposition really well. Then you have Absolute Focus. I used to take Celerity just because it's a movement speed build, but apparently he's doing Absolute Focus now. I guess it's because of the early game bonus damage that you get fighting people with the EW auto Q combo, or Q auto, depending on what you do. And then I used to auto walking too, but he now does Scaling Storm. I guess it's for scaling into late game. Then he does Triumph and Alacrity. Alacrity, he just seems to enjoy the attack speed for Calyx. Same for rune stats, he does 1 attack speed rune. But the fun thing is that with all the other keystones that I've showed and all our rune pages, you always start Q evolve, and then you for the most part will do E or W depending on if you're fed or you're not fed. But with this Phase Rush rune page, it's completely different. You evolve your ulti first, so you have 3 ulti stacks, which makes your ganks way better. It makes your 2v2 potential better. It makes your skirmish fights better. But you lose out on the dueling potential and the objective control. So this rune set is basically better for ganking, skirmish fighting, like everything I previously mentioned, and not so much for fighting 1v1, soloing Drake, soloing like different jungle camps fast. It's mainly just evolving, having high pressure. Then when it comes to team fights, with Electrocute, you for the most part just, depending on if you're high or low elo, if you're low elo, you would for the most part go for the lethality build. You would do QE evolve, you would jump in, kill someone, reset out. If you're playing in high elo, you would either start off with your ult, auto Q, jug someone low, go into ult again, finish them off, and E out with W evolve second. Or you would use your E into W and then killing them. But yeah, when it comes to Phase Rush, you basically wanna start off with your ult, you'll proc Nimbus Cloak, you'll get in range with your auto and Q. And I'm pretty sure that will actually proc your Phase Rush since your passive auto attack will count as 2 different abilities, or 2 separate attacks. Otherwise you'll just use your W or an extra auto attack to proc your Phase Rush. Then once your cooldowns are on cooldown, you'll go into ulti again. You'll have the increased invis time from 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. So that means that your Q will almost be off cooldown again. So that means you will reposition in your invis. You will reappear on the enemy screen, and you will again chunk the same person low. If he doesn't die off it, you can luckily use your ulti a 3rd time, because you get an extra ulti once you evolve your ulti. So you get 3 stacks instead of 2. So then you can do the same repeated thing. And then hopefully by then, you've killed your opponent, and then you can use your E out. So the evolve order for Phase Rush Calyx is ulti WE, and it's pretty much always the same. And it doesn't matter if you're fed early game, you just basically provide utility and are good in like team fights. So as you can see here, he does ulti W, he does Q here, but for the most part he does E, or he used to at least. Ulti W pretty much. Pretty much always ulti W, but I guess sometimes he does E or Q. Can't really explain the reason for that. Ulti WQ actually, he doesn't even do E evolve anymore last. Here he does. I guess it depends on the situation. The build for this is pretty much doing Jungle Item, Black Cleaver into Duskblade. So that's pretty much the different rune pages. There is one more thing that, especially in low elos, people have been asking me about. So if we go to UGG, we can see that for Calyx Jungle, this is the normal page. For Plat and above Elo. So Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, and then Precision Tree secondary. And I used to use this rune set actually back when I was like mid-diamond. But then I went into Metaphor stream and he basically told me that Precision second tree doesn't work that well, because if you think about it, Coup de Grace is not gonna proc of anything besides basically an Q and an auto attack. So if you take a look at Coup de Grace, it says that it deals 8% more damage to champions who have less than 40% health. So if you take into consideration how the Calyx combo works, you for the most part you will engage with your ulti into a passive auto attack Q, or you use the E auto Q. But in that combo, neither of those combos will proc Coup de Grace, so you won't deal 8 bonus percentage damage to champions because they're not below 40% HP yet. So if you're going for lethality Calyx, Coup de Grace is not gonna proc, because for the most part, either your Q will one-shot them before or with a higher HP point at 40% health if they're a squishy target, or they basically only gets like the 8% bonus damage from either an Q or auto, or maybe sometimes both, especially in late game it can happen. But the start of your combo, like your entire first burst damage is just not as strong, but when you're finishing, you're pretty much overkilling anyway. So that's why Coup de Grace was bad, and that's what he told me, that Coup de Grace doesn't synergize that well with Calyx, especially not with lethality Calyx, which is pretty much recommended here doing. As you can see here, Duskblade, Ghostblade. So that's basically what he told me. But if you then go to Diamond, people are using basically the rune page that I was recommending, the Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm one. But a few things that you might want to change up when you are using this page is the second tree. Pretty much the primary tree is almost this. But the second tree, if you're playing against AP, you could go for Nullifying Orb, you can go for Gathering Storm, so this combo pretty much. So it'll look like this. You can also go for a bit more gang focused rune page, where you're basically going water walking with Nimbus Cloak, so you can gang a bit easier once you're level 6, because you get bonus movement speed to get closer to people once ganking, especially for mid lane. I find this really good. And then of course the normal page with Gathering Storm and Absolute Focus. Everything in Sorcery secondary is pretty much a fighting heavy like rune set, but in some matchups, and especially in some games where you can't really gank, you can't really fight the opponent jungler, and you basically just want to farm, there are those kind of games, you want to do Inspiration secondary. And this is something I also got from Tarzan, who basically told me that if you want to fight early, game, or just like fight in general for like early game and mid game, you want to do Sorcery secondary, and then you do, depending on what matchup you're in and stuff, you'll use the previous one. So you'll use this one, you'll use this one. If you want to gang, then you use this one. So you have like a few different options depending on your playstyle. But if you want to just farm, he is basically doing Inspiration secondary, and I'll show you guys where he does it. That's right here. So this is his rune page, playing in average tier master, but he's challenger, and I think he has more games with it. Just don't know if he has it recently. And he has one with sorcery too, but that's not really what we want to showcase here. Here's the sorcery one. Here is it again, and I'll Inspiration secondary one. This time is now tier average grandmasters, but he's challenger. So this is pretty much how it looks, and this will basically help you clear faster and get more greedy item purchases, so you can get your power spike a bit earlier with Futures Market. And yeah, that's pretty much like the beneficial from getting inspiration secondary. Like you just get to clear a bit faster and you get to get a bit more greedy buys, but this is only for farming heavy Calyx playstyle. So let's say you're playing against the tank and you don't really have any lanes with CC that can set you up, then I'll probably go for inspiration in the secondary tree. But that's pretty much all the rune pages, all the keystones, everything you need to know about Calyx. As I said, I recommend using this page right here. You can slightly change up secondary tree depending on the matchup, depending on how it goes. You can go from sorcery into inspiration if you just want to farm, but for most part I recommend staying within sorcery and just swapping out the sorcery tree secondary. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions regarding the keystones, the builds for these, the playstyle, the evolve path, anything, let me know in the comment section below. I will make a video about the build that I am currently using in Master Tier, which I have a 72% win rate with since I started doing it throughout Diamond 1 and Master Tier. I will be making a YouTube video about it very soon, so if you want to see that video, make sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. Also, feel free to check out my stream. I'll be trying to re-grind back to Grandmasters on stream over at twitch.tv/Kami_Calyx. So you can check out gameplay there and also ask me live on stream there if you have any questions. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and then hopefully I see you here in the next YouTube video or in my next live stream. So, see you guys.